good, y'all, man? We got Film Theory, man. The giant monster hidden or hiding in Shang-Chi trailer. You know what I mean? And yeah, this is Film Theories, man. Y'all always give out, you know, his theories and stuff like that, man. So everybody check it out, man. And yeah, about to see what's hiding. You know what I'm saying? In Shang-Chi, like what monster is hiding though. You know what I mean? And yeah, about to check it out, man. Leave a like, man. So my channel, hit the bell if you're new. And yeah, I ain't write the videos for a minute, but yeah, but about to see what he talking about, because it's kind of interesting though. You know, giant monster. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like a hint. You feel me? Like question mark. But yeah, let's get it.
Ow! That Shang-Chi trailer looks really cool! After conquering almost every other action movie genre, Marvel is finally doing martial arts. What a great idea!
Oh yeah, they changed it up a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But they did Black Panther though. So they going with different cultures though. They did Black Panther. You know what I'm saying? The Africans, now they going against, you know, now they doing Chinese. You feel me, man? Or any, you know what I'm saying? They doing different culture. Next is gonna be, you know, Mexicans. You know what I mean? Next gonna be, you feel me? But that's dope. They doing, you know, they trying to get everybody. They trying to get every drama. You know what I'm saying? They trying to get every culture in Marvels. You know what I'm saying? Every different audience. So it's like you got African audience, Chinese audience, and so on, Mexican audience, then so on. You know what I mean? So, but that's dope. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with that. I fuck with that shit though. But you know, I see Mortal Kombat too. So yeah, but I fuck with that though. Okay.
I wonder why they didn't try this before. I mean, feels so obvious, right? Ninjas and stances and secret moves.
Oh, I know you're talking about. I know.
Wire work and dojos. So
I ain't say it like this, but I see it though. I see it though. I ain't see it like that though. Trailer's fire though for me. Trailer's fire though.
Weird that they have never once tried to do this before. Yup, very first time. Hope it goes well for him.
I'm dead. He got his own thing. Hold on, let me see one thing. Alright, yeah, okay.
Hello Internet, welcome to Film Theory, the show that wants to challenge your smash style against our fist of the subscribe button. That's my overly elaborate way of saying subscribe to this channel. You know, Marvel's upcoming Shang-Chi, or as MCU bigwig Kevin Feige puts it,
Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
So, Shang-Chi is the pronunciation I'm going to be rolling with today.
Oh yeah, Shang-Chi. What I say? Shang-Chi? Shang-Chi
and the Legend of the Ten Rings is a lot more than just the MCU's sincere apology for the existence of Iron Fist.
I thought the Iron Fist was a great warrior.
Wait, that was him from that's him from Shang-Chi? I ain't not noticed that.
Throwing a tantrum.
Review of that show in a nutshell. It's also the first MCU release to feature new characters since Captain Marvel nearly 2.5 years ago. And before that, it was Black Panther 3 years ago. Just saying, it has been a long time since we've seen some new faces in this franchise.
Oh yeah, it's true. It's true though. It's true. I ain't gonna lie. It's true.
It'll also be Big Mickey's latest shot at getting a foothold in the ever-expanding Chinese box office, while also serving as a much-needed Asian representation.
That's why I did that, because I told you they trying to get everybody, you know what I'm saying, their movies. You know, Marvel's smart. It's all in here though. It's all in here, folks. It's all in here, man. They trying to get everybody, even though they, you know, I vote this. You know what I'm saying? But they trying to get everybody to, you know, be in Marvel, different. No, you know what I'm saying? They ain't trying to get us. We already know we fuck with Marvel. United States, the whole United States of America, every last state fuck with Marvels. Now they're trying to get different countries, which different countries do, but not everybody do. But not everybody gonna fuck with it because this movie gonna come out. You know what I mean? And people gonna like it because Marvels. You feel me, man? It's only 10 times in. Okay. 10, man.
In this universe, so yeah, a lot is gonna be riding on this one. But in addition to all that other stuff, the reason I'm talking about it here today on the channel is that it's also a big mystery. You see, Shang-Chi is a fairly obscure character whose backstory, front story, and really his entire thing absolutely needed a full rebuild for this movie released in the more culturally sensitive times of 2021. And considering that Disney has everything locked down tighter than Scrooge McDuck's Bitcoin password, we don't know anything about the actual story of this movie. Or do we?
Oh yes, did they talk about the movie like that? Really, not really though, cause I don't know what's going on in the movie. But I saw a trailer. That shit was fire though. I ain't gonna lie though. You know what I'm saying? I like the violent moves and everything. I like the scenery. But I ain't really touch deep on the trailer though. Not the trailer, but the movie though. But I know people that read comic books. I know y'all know. I know y'all be in my comments gonna have a whole paragraph. Appreciate all the comments though that be telling me what to do. You know, telling me what's going on. Appreciate it. And my boy too. Appreciate my boy though. No cap. Y'all tell me what's going on and shit. Cause I do be confused though. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes. Cause I don't read the comic books, so I be, you know, when new shit comes out, you know, y'all help me out though. Appreciate it though. Appreciate all the love, support, man. Okay.
That's right, Internet. Theory Master MatPat is skipping your instruction all the way ahead to the 36th chamber and cracking the biggest secrets of the first MCU Kung Fu movie. Today, I'm here to predict Shang-Chi 4 months before it's actually released, what it's probably about, who these people are, why it's really called the 10 Rings, where those rings actually come from, and how I predict Marvel has a giant kaiju-sized surprise waiting in the wings at the end of all that kicking. Godzilla, get ready to eat your heart out. And considering the winning streak we've been on lately when it comes to Marvel theories, I'm putting the spoiler warning right in the air. First things first, who is Shang-Chi? Well, in the 1970s, Chinese kung fu films exploded into a big pop culture fad, thanks in part to two converging forces. The first was the absolute mega success of Bruce Lee's
R.I.P. Bruce Lee. That was a bad. He killed that bitch for the movies. He went crazy, no cap.
Enter the Dragon. The second was independent movie theaters opting to screen Chinese action films because they were relatively cheap, especially when you compared them to Hollywood blockbusters. Those two waves combined to create a young, hip audience for the genre. And Marvel Comics, working under the motto of, we also enjoy money, wanted their own martial arts themed superhero. They started by trying to get the rights to Kung Fu, a TV series that was airing at the time. But when Warner Brothers said no, they had to make up their own guy, and thus Shang-Chi was born. He's a Chinese master of innumerable hand-to-hand fighting and weapon styles. So skilled that his abilities border on the supernatural. But as far as Marvel heroes go, he's actually pretty normal. He's a kung fu guy and he mostly does kung fu things. So what's he gonna be doing in this movie? Well, according to Toy Leaks, yes, Toy Leaks, we can get a good sense of what's actually gonna be going on here. The plot, as you might expect, involves Shang-Chi working to take down the crime syndicate and terrorist organization, the 10 Rings, a group that's been kicking around in the MCU's background since the first Iron Man.
Yeah, I heard about that. This movie is synced with, cause I was saying like, why? I was saying, what is the movie gonna be synced with? You know, with the original shit, and it was Iron Man, and they did talk about Shang-Chi, not other stuff. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I was wondering like, what movies, what this sync to? Cause they said every movie y'all seeing is gonna be synced to something in the storyline. You know what I mean? And this was sneaked into it though. You know, Iron Man. So Shang-Chi was here for a minute. You know, just like Black Panther was. Wakanda was here for a minute. It doesn't make the movie yet. But it was here in the universe, you know what I mean? For a minute till they make Black Panther. The first one, then, you know, let's say what coming soon. RP my boy though, no cap. But yeah though, but yeah, it was here for the whole time, you know what I'm saying? No cap.
Arabic, Urdu, Dari, Pashto, Mongolian, Farsi, Russian.
Who are these people?
They call themselves the 10 Rings.
Their ranks include martial artists like Death Dealer and Razor Fist, along with Shang-Chi's sister Zhai Ling, with whom his relationship is, complicated, to say the least. But the real big thing here, and the reason fans who know their comics lore did about 5 spit takes when they heard the 10 Rings part of the title, is that Shang-Chi has himself some major daddy issues, like most of the superheroes in the MCU. And in this version, that daddy's name is gonna be the Mandarin.
Did you know that fortune cookies aren't even Chinese? They're made by Americans based on the Japanese recipes. Hey, bloody hell, bloody hell.
No, not him, but also, yes, kinda him. Now, the Mandarin is a long-beloved bad guy to a few generations of Marvel comic fans. He was basically Iron Man's on-again, off-again main nemesis in the comics for a lot of the 60s, 70s, and 80s. But as cultural awareness has evolved over time, he's become increasingly problematic. There's just no getting around the fact that he mainly came into being as a pretty iffy Chinese villain stereotype during the era when Iron Man was Marvel's de facto anti-communist superhero, and most of his enemies were just stand-ins for either Soviet or Chinese communist threats. Very, very stereotypical stand-ins. That's why the various Iron Man adaptations over the years have tried to find ways to work around the problematic parts of the character, while still getting him in there somehow, in some form. The 90s Iron Man cartoon gave him green skin and downplayed the exaggerated Orientalism of his aesthetic.
Sayonara, Asia. Good day, Australia. They're dropping like flies.
And Iron Man 3 infamously reimagined the character
Iron Man 3
even
was
more
fire.
radically as a globalized amalgam of hyped-up foreign threats to the US, who turns out just to be a made-up marketing illusion.
My name's Trevor Slattery.
What are you?
I'm an actor. Just a role. The Mandarin, see, it's not real.
And the real Mandarin was, well, he was an evil weapons tycoon who also had fire powers?
It's always me, Tony. Right from the start. I am the Mandarin!
It's a weird call on multiple levels. Some people loved the twist, but others really didn't. And so Marvel split the
Damn.
difference with a follow-up that I predict not many of you, not even the hardest of hardcore Marvelites have watched. Marvel one-shot All Hail the King, a 2014 American short film released direct-to-video as a part of Thor: The Dark World. Oh, that's it. That's why no one saw this thing.
Oh, it's the fan base.
Kiss my rings.
The short film is indeed short. It's only 10 minutes, but it has some really awesome one-liners.
You're not capable of pulling that trigger, Mr. Slattery.
I'm an out-of-work actor, love. You've no idea what I'm capable of. And thanks to the CBS network, I'm pretty good with a handgun.
As well as a special appearance from everyone's favorite arms dealer, Justin Hammer.
Tony and I. Tony's cool. Both brothers in arms, you know. Literally,
Someday.
we're both arms dealers.
But the big twist is that it ends with an ominous cliffhanger implying a real Mandarin actually has existed this
I see the rings too. Yep, I see it.
entire time.
You took his name, and now he wants it back.
No, sorry. I still don't get it.
And after 7 long years, that Mandarin seems to finally be making his appearance in Shang-Chi.
Oh yeah.
So let's talk about him and the connection back to this new movie. Remember how Marvel thought that they needed to license that Kung Fu show to sell a martial arts comic? Well, when they couldn't get that, they instead chose to license the publishing rights to a famous Chinese villain character. And then they wrote Shang-Chi's origin as that
So
villain.
they couldn't get Kung Fu, so they made it Shang-Chi. Okay. Marvelous. Y'all devious though, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta do what you gotta do. They said no, okay, we just switch it around and make our own. Just put the name around, make our own shit. No cap.
Rebellious good guy's son. The character, the fiendish Dr. Fu Manchu. Not much better than the Mandarin. The recurring bad guy in a series of pulp adventure novels, and in the early part of the 20th century, one of the most popular villain characters in all of fiction. A super intelligent criminal mastermind who dabbled in the occult and mad science with designs of taking over the world. Just an absurd amount of the supervillain tropes that we now take for granted in terms of secret layers, evil plots, henchmen, booby traps, mad science labs, torture chambers. All of it either originate or were largely popularized by this one guy. He was also an absurdly gross anti-Asian stereotype, as you can obviously tell. Either way, Marvel lost the rights to actually mention that Fu Manchu was Shang-Chi's father well before they ever felt obligated to be less racist about their multiple evil Chinese science wizard characters. So now all of these events are coming together so that Wenwu, the true Mandarin, is filling the role of Shang-Chi's dad. So ultimately the plot of this thing is good guy Shang-Chi rebelling against evil crime lord Wenwu dad. Which brings us then to the 10 rings themselves. Now, in the comics, the Mandarin has historically worn 10 rings of power that each grant a different super ability. Ice, fire, electricity, vortex, aka wind, white light, black light, which you never want to use in a motel room, psychic, impact beam, disintegration, and matter rearranger. Pretty much the Infinity Gauntlet again, but with some extra.
That's what I was saying. It sounded like that though. It sounded like that, but it's 10 rings. Cause I only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, I only got 6. Yeah, 6 rings. This got 10, so it's similar to that, but not really though. It's just like he said, got a kid, but not really though. But yeah, you can say it though. You can say
Captain Planety powers mixed in because, you know, now there's a whole other hand they have to fill up. But in the trailer for Shang-Chi, they don't appear to be rings. Rather, they appear to be metal bands worn around the villain's arms. And this is supported by the toy leaks, where we see Wenwu showing off the rings wrapped around each of his forearms. Now, that is a pretty big change, but it's one that comes with a few logical explanations. Shang-Chi is a martial arts film grounded in the tradition of Chinese Kung Fu, and Iron Ring style is a thing in both the folklore and reality of Chinese martial arts. Southern Shaolin masters who practice.
So that shit real though? 10 rings is real for real?
Practice rooted stances like horse style and the famous Hungar technique are known to use traditional training methods where heavy iron rings are worn on the arms for.
Oh yeah, so it is. Okay. Damn.
Strength and
I
muscle
ain't know.
building, and to master
So
the
legit.
movement of physical force
I
through
see
the
it.
moving and stopping of limbs. You know earthbenders like Toph in Avatar The Last Airbender? Well, their wide, low-to-the-ground stances are very much tied to traditional Hung Gar technique, and Chinese kung fu movies have often depicted Southern Shaolin and Hung Gar-associated folk heroes using combat versions of the rings as actual weapons in battle, like in the film Kung Fu Hustle. So, okay, not a huge leap to imagine the 2021 live-action movie Mandarin's 10 Rings being adapted into something more like Hung Gar fighting rings, though it does raise the question, if they're on his arms and not his fingers, don't they stop being rings and become the 10 bracelets? And sure, a line like that could easily be a tension-breaking quip a Marvel character could drop in the middle of a fight, or, here's my big prediction for this one, friends, they're still rings, but they're not rings made for human fingers. What if they happen to be rings that were once worn by a giant magic dragon? Oh, here we go. MatPat's gone off the deep end again. But hear me out here, guys. What's something else the MCU hasn't gone and fully given us yet? A giant monster character. Sure, there have been a few giants here and there, the Frost Giants, most notably Surtur at the end of Thor Ragnarok, but overall a shocking lack of big, oversized creatures for these godlike characters to fight. And while the other Marvel martial arts thing did a bunch of big talk about a dragon, they apparently couldn't afford to show it, ever. But Shang-Chi has both money and an excuse to have a giant dragon turn up. And not just because the only thing that you'll find more of in Chinese folklore than martial arts masters is dragons. You see, there's a dragonish candidate sitting in the Marvel Comics canon who's tangled with Shang-Chi before and would fit the bill perfectly. And his name is Fin Fang Foom. You can't make that stuff up. Well, obviously you can. Someone clearly did at some point in history, but that's what we're going with. Originally created as part of Marvel's pre-superhero crazy stuff from space stories, Fin Fang Foom is a sort of humanoid-shaped dragon who's actually an alien visitor named a Makluan. Originating in the 60s and revived by Marvel writers in the 70s, pretty much for the sole reason that his name is fun to say, Fin Fang Foom has been all over the place. So, he's a dragon, kinda. So what? Well, what makes him a perfect fit to show up here in this movie, in this specific context, is that the comics' origin of the Mandarin's rings usually frame them as not being magical or supernatural, but rather advanced alien technology that the man who'd later become the Mandarin found on an archaeological expedition in China. So what if Fin Fang Foom not only brings in the dragon element, but also happens to be the 10 Rings' original alien owner? Seems like I'm stretching a lot, right? But the clue that brings it all together is this. Remember those toy leaks I mentioned earlier? Both the Funko Pop and Hasbro lines of toys feature a dragon.
Oh, maybe. Oh, okay. I don't collect Funko Pops. I hear about them though, they fire though, but I just don't collect them. And they got a dragon. Okay, they got a dragon on the motherfucker though, so maybe it's true. We just gotta see the movie though. We just gotta see September 3rd, the movie. Maybe, you know, Great Protector. Okay, maybe.
Named the Great Protector. Heck, even Lego has a dragon coming out of this movie somehow.
Oh yeah, so they usually toys do be in the movie though, most likely though. So I don't know, it may be true. It's 50-50. I'm gonna say 50-50 though. I ain't gonna say I'm gonna say 50-50 though. I don't know, but usually it's true though. So I'm gonna say 50-50 though. No cap.
How? And would you know it, 10 fingers, 5 on each hand. So yeah, I'm calling the shot here, friends. Master MatPat predicts the Mandarin's big bicep-hugging 10 rings are actually the fancy finger decor of Fin Fang Foom, or some other giant dragon, and that using them will either summon, control, defeat, or maybe free the MCU's first kaiju-sized sentient monster, where the mandatory sky beam is gonna mark the spot. Then again, it is all just a theory. A film
theory.
Beam is gonna mark the spot. Then again, it is all just a theory.
What you want? The real mirror. I say the real mirror. Perfection.
A film theory. And cut. Also subscribe to let me know how wrong I was when this movie eventually comes out. Though, gotta admit, I'm feeling good about this one. Have you hit that subscribe button yet? Great. I'll see you all next week.
Come there. He said, let me know. Nah, I mean, the other part, he might be telling the truth though. But we see though. But the last part, he was, I don't know, he looked like he was stressing that bitch though for a minute. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, but let me know what y'all think, man. In the comment down below, man. Let me know in the comments down below what y'all think about it's gonna be a monster, man. I do see a dragon on the toy though, man. But hey, Usually be true, usually be don't. I don't know. 50-50. You feel me, man? But yeah, let me know in the comments, y'all, man. Let me know you were excited for Shang-Chi. You know what I'm saying? We saw the full trailer. They might show another trailer coming soon. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we saw the trailer, fire trailer, man. I like the combat. You know what I mean? I like the commentary. You know what I'm saying? I like everything. I like the talk. You know, I like everything in that bit for. You know what I'm saying? They show a lot. You feel me, man? The first trailer coming out September 3rd, man. I think it's gonna be Disney Plus. But definitely gonna be on theaters, you know what I mean? And yeah, but yeah, I'm out with y'all, man. Love you, put me each and every day. And yeah, peace.